years to push them back, but we did. What was once a prosperous river trade, the Mississippi, is now the front line. The eastern states supply the river states, and what's left of the UA live out their meager days self-policing. What is the West hiding? Nobody really knows for sure. But we're alive, and this is the new frontier.
All right, Ray, I need you to get the good med kit out.
Got it.
So go ahead and grab the supplies. Asher, I need you to keep calm, okay?
I feel fine.
Okay. So this leg is done. We're gonna have
Excuse
to take care
me?
of it. It's either that or become infected. It hasn't spread all the way up.
I don't think any got in me. I feel fine.
Trust me. Listen, man. We're racing against the clock, okay?
Here's the kit.
Thank you. I know that we've had our disagreements, but you're just gonna have to trust me on this one, okay?
Fuck.
You're gonna survive. We just need to take the leg. I can cauterize the wound. It'll be fine.
Okay, fine. Fuck.
So Band-Aid, you put Asher up on top of a gurney and you start pulling out the advanced medical kit, which has pretty much everything you need for this kind of procedure.
Ray, can you set up the anesthesia?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do this.
Do I get a tourniquet or something? Are we just
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
let
gonna
this
set up
go?
the tourniquet.
Yeah.
Just hold on a second, okay? Go ahead and set up with the anesthesia. I'll start working on the tourniquet. Hey, thanks for your medical advice, by the way. Good job. So I'll start doing that. I'll take the tourniquet around the leg.
I wanna walk over with one of the Molotovs and I pull it out and I give it to you and goes, "This is gonna hurt, buddy. You're gonna need this, but you earned it."
Do you want some on it too?
It's not gonna feel good and it's not gonna help. So
I already don't feel good.
great.
So-
This might help then.
Great.
We've applied a tourniquet and you would like to proceed with this. How would you like to apply the anesthesia?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We've got.
That's what we got.
Okay. Go ahead and start. So this is gonna make you feel weird, and it's gonna put you under.
Asher, is there anything you want to say before you go under?
Just don't fuck it up, please.
I'll try my best.
Okay.
Hold on. Ray, I'm gonna need you to step aside, and I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Band-Aid, as you push anesthesia into Asher's system, and as you continue to push the anesthesia into his system, you go clearly above the recommended dose that would need in order to put somebody under. You feel a sluggish, dark, heavy feeling come about you, and you slowly start to feel your heart drain as you die. His body lies still.
Wraith, throw something on. Wraith, tell Jenny we need to stop.
All right. So Wraith walks into the front carriage and goes, "Jenny, Asher is gone.
What?
He's gone. He was infected. We had to give him peace. But we also have to burn his body now. And so we need to stop."
I put on the brake.
The squealing of the wheels pierces the silence that is living inside of the sleeper car at the moment as the rail driver comes to a slow and gradual stop. You find yourself sitting in a vast open prairie land.
You gotta get moving.
Yeah, we gotta go.
All right. So we need.
I took off all my crap over there and just took off everything that was covered in blood
Yeah.
and put it over there.
Good.
Toss these in with it.
Yeah. Everything. We need to get everything out, and we need to get everything that he had or made contact with the blood with out.
On it.
And then including the needle that we used for the anesthesia.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I'm cleaning my sword at this point. Yeah.
Jenny, we could use some help bringing stuff out.
Yeah.
Give me one of those Molotov cocktails.
Right. So, describe to me how you would like to build this funeral pyre.
Wraith, you're the expert.
Yeah. I gather some of the wood that we were using for the that's already prepped that we were using for the rail driver, just to make a base, like a small base, and I lay out the I lay them kind of overlapped in a way that's like a Viking like pyre, like a boat, basically like the shape of a boat. And then I pile his gear and stuff like that on top of it.
All of his gear?
No, just whatever covered in whatever.
The stuff with the blood on it.
Whatever's got
All right.
blood on it.
And I pour some of the remaining moonshine from the bottle I gave him, and then are we bringing his body out now too? Mm-hmm. So, okay. So I'll need somebody's help with that.
Yeah, I think Jenny and I can take care of it. So we'll carefully bring out the body, avoiding blood from the infected, and carry it out to the pyre and set it on top.
Mm-hmm.
All right. To those who served and to those who made the UA safe, you commit this body to the pyre, and so that others may not suffer, you burn his body. And you see as the smoke fills the prairie lands with dark, acrid ash, as his body provides a gentle, illuminating glow in the final part of what this day has brought. At this stage, you're coming pretty close to the sun setting, and it is not too poetic to say that as the sun sets on this day, so does his life, as his body is burnt into the night air.
I didn't hate him. Just wanted to make that clear.
We know.
He was so young, and he shouldn't be out here.
He gave his life gloriously. He will live forever.
I shouldn't have been so hard on him. I just wanted him to toughen up so he could make it, but he was... he was a stubborn little bastard.
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself, right?
We should get going.
Where are we going?
We're gonna keep moving, right?
Why?
No, we can't go back.
Where are we going to?
Let's get this thing started in case those motherfuckers that got him
All right.
are hot on our tail, and we can figure that out, can't we?
Okay. You're right.
There is the one concern of the back of the rail driver.
Yeah, I want to take Jenny aside and say, I don't know much about fixing metal things.
I can do it.
I'll help you.
Can you do it while we're moving?
Can you drive?
I can try.
I don't know, is that wise?
I can
don't know, maybe-
watch it. If it's a straight shot, there won't be a lot of...
The issue is that it's the back of the rail driver.
Yeah.
You would have to be moving at a pretty walking pace just to be able to work on it and still move.
Well, then we
So
better work on it right away to get it closed at the very least.
Well, hold on. I mean, is there some way we can rig it for now till we can do a better repair? I mean, moving is probably the biggest priority, I'm
Especially
guessing.
because
Yeah.
we just set off a flare in the middle of the,
No
of
kidding.
the field.
Good point.
I mean, we could board it up with some wood.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
that doesn't take much time. In fact, most of it is just about putting the wood against the back of the rail driver
Yeah.
and applying a few tough nails inside of it, since it is toughened steel. All right? But at least the light and the smoke aren't coming inside of the rail driver.
I'd actually like to take the radio
The radio's in the rail driver.
that he was using.
That he was
Wasn't
using.
it a handheld?
No, it's
Oh, okay.
it's a ham radio.
Oh, ham radio.
Yeah, that's
okay.
the one he
It's
called
like a
that
CB.
Colonel Yackley on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want.
I want to look through his pack and look for anything that tells us more about him or about where we're going, about anything.
So digging through Asher's personal effects, you find a lot of his gear, a lot of particular material, but no real papers or orders or anything. In fact, the only thing you remember him actually holding on to that was one of his personal effects was his comb, which is now in the pyre with everything else. Now, there was the satellite phone that he
Yes.
was talking with Yackley with.
Yep.
So that is
Okay.
still around.
I'm going to seek that out right away.
Great.
We never saw him writing. We never saw him.
When he was discussing with Archtown, he essentially was up on his own discussing whatever needed be. So there isn't any official paperwork beyond the permits that you all need in order to cross the river.
Okay, so I'm just going to go in there. Hey Jenny, I'm going to talk to everybody else too, but I'm going to radio in and check in with this Colonel Yackley, just to kind of get a vote. You're voting that we continue with the mission?
Before you call, we must make decisions, important decisions.
Sure, but I'm just checking in with Jenny first to get your opinions, because you won't be able to be at the meeting. You're driving. Eyes on the road.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go meet. Let us know if anything comes up.
I will.
Great.
So,
So
back
you
in-
three all meet inside of the sleeper car.
Yeah.
Then, what is this mission? What are we doing?
Well, we're still going to Livingston, right?
We're going to Kansas City, and I think the goal was to connect the
With
Livingston community to Kansas City.
We're
in this
still going to
trip.
find the Livingston community, right?
I'm feeling like you have some personal attachment to this.
Look, this kid just died
know.
because something happened. You think I don't care about that?
No,
Look, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. We're still going, right?
that's what we're trying to figure out.
Well, I say yes.
Okay.
So who is leader now? Are you leader, Ray? Are you Jenny?
I know this is going to sound crazy, but with our background, the three of us, it's probably best if Jenny's the one doing the leading.
Yeah, I agree.
We work great as a team, but we need someone, no pun intended, driving the train.
I can't go back to the way I was before. Whatever you decide, I'll stay with you too.
All right. So I guess we're moving forward. The next thing is that we have to call in Yackley because we need their supplies, we need their support, and we need to continue this charade of a mission.
Were they supposed to provide us with more supplies or something along the way? I don't think that was a thing, was it?
I heard them mention that they were able to get within 125 miles. Are we still within that by helicopter?
Good news is that you've got a fairly good map, and the satellite phone can give you a GPS coordinate after checking the manual for a brief time. So it's getting late. It's definitely, the sun has set, and you're probably estimating it's a little before 10 o'clock before you finally figure it out by the light of the kerosene lamp as it's swinging with the occasional movement. And even though the rail driver is moving at a steady pace, you triangulate that you're about just barely outside of the reach. Like about 130, actually about like 10 miles. Like we're talking 10 or
Yeah.
15 miles.
Okay.
You know, 150 miles out from St. Louis, which puts you right about here-ish.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're too far out for air support. It's not worth going back whatsoever because even then we'd be on the fringes of communication.
Jenny, we're talking about what we want to do next. And we've made some decisions. But we need you to help us with the others.
You start to look outside and actually, Wraith, for the first time you see, there's actually a crackle of lightning as it comes across the side of the now darkened skyline. As you can hear the rolling thunder kind of rumble the rail driver at this stage. And you can start to smell the moisture and the ozone in the air, as you can feel something is coming.
Do we want to move faster and try to outrun this storm?
Before I was
Batten down
interrupted
the
by
hatches.
Thor's fury, we were going to ask you to be our leader.
You sure about that?
You've done it before.
All right. All right. Yeah. I'm going to be leaning on you guys.
Oh, we expect you to. We just need you to drive the train, right? Speaking of which, do we go faster? What are we looking at? How fast can we get out of here?
We'll keep it at 35, get through this storm, and then we'll worry about restocking on food.
I suppose we could take shifts.
Yeah. I'm going to drive this thing for a bit. So,
Yeah?
yes, please, sleep.
Well,
Right.
I'll try.
Okay.
I'll stay up to you for now. And then, I'll take a later shift or something. to a later sleeping shift, I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you continue to drive through, you make great time, Jenny. As far as covering distance goes, several hours pass, and the company of Wraith is only punctuated by the occasional rolling thunder and lightning that you hear across the plains as you watch as shadows and silhouettes of old buildings and trees and other various parts of the skyline just break apart the moonlight every once in a while. As you drive until around 3 o'clock in the morning-ish or so, it's the first time that you see something in front of the rail driver. And the lights, which give you a good, because it takes some time to stop the train, so it needs to see pretty far. But in the punctuating night, you can see in front of you is a large semi-truck that just seems to have placed completely obstructing the rail line. And as the light bounces off of the side of this large vehicle, you can start to see that it's illuminating parts of a small town, but completely ruined and burnt out. You can kind of see jagged edges of wall and rubble, and there's even the glisten of some overturned cars and just piles of machinery just laid out. And the semi is very much obstructing the rail line at this point.
Break.
Yeah, I'm pulling the brake. I'm pulling the brake. I'm just.
I'm asleep, but my brain is saying stop.
I also shut off. I shut off the light. I
Turn
shut
off
off
the lights. So as you
and
turn
I
off
stop
the lights,
as fast as I can.
great. So you break it, and you are all, you two at least, are awoken suddenly from the kind of jolting that a sudden braking would bring about in the train. And at that moment, you can start to hear the
Rains.
of the rain start to pitter patter right down on top of the rail driver. And at this point, it seems like the thick droplets are just the beginning of what this storm is going to bring.
I'm gonna rush up. Why do we
we both
stop?
rushed down. What happened?
Yeah.
There's a semi-truck blocking the tracks, and I just have a really bad feeling about all of this.
So, the rail runs from this way to this way,
Okay.
all across this length of the board.
Okay.
Your
That's
Bus.
the semi is essentially.
semi is basically sitting right along the rails here. So, part of it is coming along this side of the building here.
Okay.
But the actual trailer part itself is taking up most of the rail.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah,
So
we-
you've stopped
Yeah.
the rail driver
And the lights
Yeah.
are off.
probably about 50 feet or so before you actually got to the bus.
We need to look and listen before we make any choices.
Agreed.
This rain sucks.
Yeah.
Well, one of us at least should go up top and see if we can get any kind of better.
You.
He watches sparse parts of lightning come out.
I can go and take a look up there.
We should grab a tarp from one of the survival kits. I'm going to grab the flashbang grenade and the emergency radio from Asher's kit.
What's the tarp for?
Tarp for the back.
So at this point, your eyes are adjusted to the inside of the rail driver, and you're peering out with binoculars into literally the black of night, and you don't even have the benefit for the time of which you're looking to get a lightning flash to be able to show you anything. All you can basically see is darkness and what little starlight can come through the clouds that's basically showing you shapes. It's dark.
Hey guys, it's raining and dark. Just to let you know.
Wraith, can you get another look?
Listen, the last time he used my binoculars, he got his makeup on it, and I don't want that to happen. Just so that we're clear.
Panties in a bunch. Let him do it. We'll put your big girl ones on later.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna delicately lift up the hatch and poke around. All right, so I'm gonna put my hood up because don't want to get too rained on out there.
Okay.
All right, and then I gently, quietly open the hatch.
Now that the hatch is open, it's raining a lot more than what you've even heard of outside. It's just, you're getting slapped down, and within a few seconds, your hood is completely soaked.
Okay.
You look through a bit, and you can clearly see Not too far in front of you is a large recycling vehicle.
Okay.
Big, giant, kind of too long garbage truck that seems to, for all intents and purposes, be closed, at least is from what you can tell. There seems to be a completely leveled gas station that's to your left, but ironically, the sign is still up, displaying the pre-war prices of what gas were before all of this happened.
$319 for regular? It's not bad.
You can also see a lot of the jagged, burnt-out buildings that I described previously. Now, whether they were burnt out or they just simply caved in after ages and ages of misuse and decrepit infrastructure, it's hard to tell.
Okay.
But most of them seem to be brick and/or old wood. So what I can tell you as far as what you can smell goes is that the rain is doing a lot to dullen anything that you might be able to pick up in the wind. But even that, the effects are very pungent. And you probably would have smelled something if you were on top of a hive, at the very least. Really, you just smell old building, vegetation, and rain at this stage. It's very quiet and very dark.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing any movement anywhere. Where did I see that?
You watched it as something small, very small. Seemed to have come across one of the windows there.
On the building?
On the, not the building that's closest to me, but the farthest one.
Far side of the building.
All the way over there.
Do I think I've seen as much as I can see?
See as much you can see. You could probably make out that police car that's over at the far end.
And I didn't see I didn't see any movement or anything around the semi itself.
No.
Is the door to the semi cab open?
No.
Okay.
And do we have enough eyes on this building to describe anything about it?
Do you have any more
Beyond the
information
fact
about
that it's a 4-story building with all of its windows punched out and the helicopter that's clearly crashed into the corner of it.
I come back down, and you know, I'm just dripping at this point, and I give the binoculars back to Ben. I go, I saw maybe a small animal, but nothing infected. It's not to say they're not out there, but not that I could see. It's very dark, very wet. I don't think there's any better cover than what we have right now.
Being in the rail driver?
Yes, but we can't get moving again until we get rid of that semi. I still worry about this building.
No, understood.
Do we really want to try to spend the whole night camped here?
There's not much of the night left. It's only a couple of
Regardless,
hours.
I would really like to reinforce the back of that as best as we can. Right now, we just did some kind of jury rig something, but we got to get whatever we can up there, at least to slow something down. And if any more of those prairie dogs are out any this far, and that's all we've got, we're done.
The plan is we're gonna quietly try and patch up the back while you keep watch.
Okay.
Do you and Band-Aid want to patch, and I will keep watch from above with my handy long gun.
Can we also be collecting some rainwater?
Good call.
Yeah.
Tarp is good for that too.
Yeah. We could just put a couple jugs outside. I mean, we'll basically have like the thing open.
I can take care of that.
But
Right.
we should keep talking and stuff to a minimum and very, very
Yeah.
low voices.
So maybe
You know.
This is an easy patch job for you. Not an issue at all. So Wraith, as you are looking around and it's incredibly quiet, and out of the corner of your eye, you actually watch as something literally scuttles right by you. It just moves quickly. And you turn around to see something crawling up into the back of the dumpster.
Crawling into the back of the dumpster.
To the back of the recycling vehicle, the garbage truck.
Okay. Did I get an idea of size?
Like a big dog. Huge. But it wasn't on the fours. It was definitely tall and moving, but it just ran right by you.
Okay.
It's one of those things where you're looking forward like this, and then you just, out of the corner of your eye, you just watch something. And then the next minute, as you basically turn around, you see something crawling on top of the garbage truck. That's to your right and up a little bit.
All right. So I whisper back to her, because she's the closest to me, and I move back and goes, and I say, they're definitely out there. There's at least one on the truck.
Okay.
You've seen if one of them sees us, it will call others.
Where's Band-Aid and Ray?
How much longer do you need on this?
I'm basically finished.
What do you think we should do?
I mean, I don't want to. Ray?
Are you guys talking down there?
Yes. We just saw something.
Is it one of them?
I can't be sure, but I suspect it is.
It's not an animal.
I got so much rainwater, you guys.
Andy! Shh. Something is out there.
Infected by the garbage truck. Shit.
We don't know.
And if it saw us, it would have called by now, right?
Who knows? But, I mean, the other times we've run into them, when there's been one, it calls others. But not all infected are the same.
All right. Jenny, how reinforced is that wall?
It's not gonna hold up if we get swarmed.
But even if we do get swarmed, better to fight them with only one opening than to be out in the open.
True.
Should we hold our position until morning, until light?
I mean, we probably got, what, 1-2 more hours tops?
Can't be much.
Yeah, there's no way I want to fight these things in the dark.
Let's keep our pistols trained on the opening and just try to keep an eye out.
Several hours go by. It's now early morning dawn. As you can see, the rain has not let up.
Okay.
In fact, at some point, getting close to the part of dawn, you actually start to notice as water begins to creep through the bottom part of the patched up area of the sleeper car.
You had one job.
Hey, there's only so much a tarp can do.
I mean, imagine if we'd not done this, how wet it would be.
I'm gonna go check out that truck.
The semi or the
yeah,
garbage
the
truck?
semi truck.
Okay.
Let's see if we can move it.
Yeah, I want to see if I can get it off the tracks.
You want to trade guns again, and I'll
yeah,
keep an eye on
yeah,
it?
cover me.
Take mine.
Well, you're not going by yourself, so
Clearly.
I'll come with you too.
Where's my gun? Apparently I'm blind, but other than that, I'm fine.
Great.
Maybe better if I go with her?
We can both go.
Up to you.
Stay
You're the
here.
medic. I want you to stay with
All right.
the rail driver.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Stay here.
You're gonna cover me, right?
Did pretty good back in the canyon.
Or cover us, I mean.
Wraith and Jenny, as you get up into this, the first thing that you notice is actually that every single one of the semi's tires have been slashed. And it's basically sitting on its axle at the moment. As you see, it's being weighed in. And now that the dawn light is slowly starting to kind of illuminate the area around you, you can actually see that you are, for all intents and purposes, in a little bit of a divot. The gravel that is meant to kind of keep a lot of the rails from flooding has been washed away in this area because there's mud and vegetation, and you're actually starting to see that the rails are being flooded quite a bit, and then the water is being lifted up. You actually, as you left the rail driver, you splashed down into knee-deep water as you came down.
So you're saying if we move the semi truck, we're still screwed?
Well, I'm saying that the semi-truck is not helping the fact that it's made a tiny little dam
Yeah.
in the area that you're in, and it is, in addition to blocking your path, it is also flooding your part of the rail quite a bit.
I'm gonna keep my sights trained on just in front of them, between them and that
Recycling truck?
recycling truck.
You see something very interesting, Ray, on top of that recycling truck. It's a rat. You watch as it has a little piece of something that it's chewing on.
Guys, we got signs of life.
It's just
You're
me in
just
here.
you, Band-Aid. We got signs of life out there.
Good
But it's-
life or a bad life?
Well, it depends on how much you like rats.
Eh,
I like them a lot better than the infected.
that's true.
Guys, there's something in that truck. I don't know if it's garbage. I don't know if it's dead bodies. I don't know if it's whatever creature you saw in there. But it's very interesting to rodents. What did you find out about the semi?
All right, it's fairly recent, and all the tires are slashed, and it's basically creating a dam, and so the water, the tracks are flooding. They're
Guys,
flooded.
this could be crazy pants, but what the heck, so is the rest of this world. What if whoever drove that thing to where it is inside that trash truck?
Or the building,
With the windows shot out like that?
maybe.
Yeah, or the trailer of the semi.
That too.
I just feel like you've seen a few that we've seen a rat and whatever the little creature was that you said climb into the back of that thing, right?
Yeah.
So what if they're foraging whatever's in there?
Whoever
put this truck over these tracks wanted it to block the tracks.
Clearly.
That can't be good.
No.
Are you thinking like it's a trap?
Yes, intended to stop us, make us get out.
But nobody knows that these rails are in use. Like nobody knows that a rail driver would be coming.
Why
through.
else would they block it?
Yeah, I think it was
Why else
an
would they
accident.
slash the
Unless
tires
someone
and
knows
leave it
about
here?
this mission that we don't know about.
That's true, but I think that they could be unrelated. It could have been parked there and later the tires slashed. Regardless, I think that the water might actually be helping us out in this situation if we want to move it, because the axles on the wheels will still move regardless of whether they're inflated or not. It's just going to be more difficult.
Let's
just
do
move
this.
it. Let's just move this
All right,
thing.
I'm gonna try and move it.
So one of the things that you remembered requisitioning, and it's in my list here, is a bunch of steel cable that you put on because there was potentially going to be a situation like this where you're going to have to tow or move something across this line. And you know that the rail driver has enough steam in it that it could potentially act as a small tugboat, so to speak, in order to either push something out of the way or pull it out of the way, depending on what you would like to do.
Let's pull it. Like, I wonder if we pulled it. I don't know. I'm worried about driving it into that flood of water.
Yeah, it's definitely, the rain's still going. It's torrented as it was earlier, so you can see through the morning light, but it's definitely enough to where the water is continuing to rise.
Yeah, let's get that thing out of the way
Yeah,
one way or
yeah.
the other.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna start hooking up cables.
Okay, so what's everyone else doing?
I can provide cover from closer if that's safer while their backs are turned.
I'm staying probably maybe about 15 feet from her while she does things with the cables, and I'm just constantly like looking around for any sort of movement or any of that sort of stuff.
You know what?
Listening.
I'm going to open my box.
February 21st,
2026. I've reached my limit. No one at the company realizes the difference we could make out here. Columbia is cushioned and safe, but there's a whole world still on fire. Nathan closed the sale expanding infrastructure in St. Louis. It would net 500,000 credits, but also means bulldozing homes for our factory. Is that who we are? Who we want to be? April 12th, 2026. It's the West. That's where the future is. We've got word that Chicago's transit bridge has gone out. This cuts off a vital resource line to the frontier. I pitched developing a new line running out toward Kansas City, but no one went for it until Nathan, of all people, convinced them. We can build a life for everyone, if we can make it safe. June 18th, 2026. The end of our first day on the front. Took some licks, but that's how it goes out here. I'm not sure what to make of the crew. They're a colorful bunch. Jenny's a team player. I appreciate that. Ray keeps things on the level. God knows what Wraith is all about. But my biggest concern is Band-Aid. He's got a sarcastic veneer, and I can tell he's hiding something. But in a pinch, he's really come through. Honestly, I like them, but can I trust them with the real reason for the mission? Not yet. Maybe soon. I guess we'll see.
That seems to be it.
Well, it looks like he really had a heart.
I had more than that.
He had vision.
So, Jenny, are we pulling this thing?
Yeah.
So after heating the boiler back up, which I'm sure has been pretty constant, I'm assuming you haven't turned it off since late last night, right? It's been burning a little bit of fuel. But as you start to ramp this thing up, you can start to hear the groans of the cables as they begin to pull, and you can hear the metal just kind of pressing against it. You can actually start to see a small piece of mud just sliding. Yes.
I went back up, by the way.
Great. And back up.
I went back up.
As you see this thing slide, you can basically watch as it starts to come towards you and then tip. Poof. And you can hear as the grinding, crunching kind of just slams against the bottom of it as it starts to pivot along the side. And you watch as that movement slightly jostles the building as it begins to precariously kind of move and poise around. Very shortly after that, a few beats, you actually hear as a door just boom kicks down as a large man with wild hair and a beard and a plaid jacket on comes out into the middle of the street.
What the fuck is that?